He'd have been a nightmare to play against. I'd rather play with him than against him, Martin. He's 6'2" and just sheer power, strength, head and ability. Fantastic strike of the ball, both feet, and powerful runner. He had everything, Martin.
As the third highest goal scorer in the history of the club and the record holder for most goals in Europe by a Spurs player, Martin's place in this list is assured. Arriving in 1968 from Southampton, Martin began his career in between a formidable partnership.
I slotted in between the G-men, as they called them. That was Jimmy Greaves and Alan Gilzean. I started off very well, but after about 8 months, I had a terrible injury, which threatened my career. So I missed most of Jim's time here. Unfortunately, when I got back to fitness after a year, Jimmy was finding it tough, and eventually, just within a year, he'd gone. So I was left with Alan Gilzean. He was the main one for me. He was a fantastic player.
It was great to have up there. You know, when you had a Martin Chivers playing as best I think that everyone had ever seen over the period that that I came. It wasn't just because of me, obviously, because he had a bad injury prior to the 70s, and he got over that and became one of the best centre forwards certainly in Europe.
I was a winger at the time, and I thought, well, all you've got to do is get the ball across, and there's a good chance that Martin Chivers will be on the end of it. And invariably, that's what happened. I crossed it, and Martin used to come in and head the goals and score, and it was great.
He was one that I'd watched as a schoolboy, on schoolboy forms, watching going every week, watching Martin play and play for England and win the UEFA Cup with those two magnificent goals against Wolves, and so he was a bit iconic, if you like, for me.
If there's one thing that Martin will be remembered for, it will be that 1972 UEFA Cup final against Wolves.
It was a slight disappointment because I'm sure they felt that they'd like to play against Europe, make it a big affair with a European game, against European opposition. But we both did so well in our semi-final games that we finished up against one another. I was lucky at Wolves. I always scored up there, to the point I remember they put in the programme that we won't mind if Martin Chivers breaks tradition tonight and doesn't score, because he scored on 3 previous occasions. But lo and behold, after a quiet first half, it was stalemate half-time, and a good rollicking from Bill Nick, the usual one. I went out and scored a couple of very important goals, and I think that helped us win the UEFA Cup in '72.
The achievements of Spurs throughout the early to mid-70s were in no small part due to the impact of Martin Chivers. 2 League Cup trophies and the UEFA Cup crown, 174 goals in 367 games. A great player, but he still at times frustrated the great Bill Nicholson.
Chivers, 2 or 3 years ago, was a very good footballer, a very good centre forward. All the potential, got everything that the player wants. Nobody has got more to give the game than what that fella's got.
Do you think he's given it all? Has he given it all, do you think?
I always thought that he could have contributed more, but as I say, when he was playing well, what was it, 3 or 4 years ago, we had few complaints, scoring lots of goals at that particular time.
Despite his height and power, he was quick as well, and for a big chap, he was muscular, and he had all the attributes. He was a great athlete.
Great centre forward, had everything, and to play with him was an absolute delight. You know, you make a run as a midfield player, and whether it was on his head, chest, left foot, left thigh, right thigh, it would just it'd lay a ball off perfect for you. So it was a pleasure to work with him and to play with him.